Okay, so one time Miss Chalet was helping me, another consultant, she was helping me write a paper. And I was just like, I don't know where to go with this. I don't know what to do. I have all these ideas. I can't get it down on paper. And so she would watch me write, and I would get this really good idea for a sentence, and I would write it out, and then I would just delete, delete, delete. And then I would write it out, and then I would be like, oh, and go back and change like one word at the beginning. And she was like, what are you doing? And I'm like, it has to sound perfect. It has to sound like what I want it to sound like in my head. And she was like, no, it doesn't. You should get your ideas out on paper first, and then that's kind of what drafts are for. And I just tell you, it was recently, so I don't know. I'm still working on my writing habits. But she was like, you should just get your ideas out on paper so that you can go back and revise later and do more drafts, and it'll eventually sound like what you want it to. You just have to kind of get going. And I was like, I can't do that. I can't write a sentence that has words that I know I'm going to take out. I can't. I need it to look perfect. And she looks at me and she says, you write in final drafts. And I was like, no one's ever said that to me before. What do you mean? She was like, you write in final drafts. You aren't supposed to do that. It's not a good writing practice. And as an English major, you should know that. And I was like, I never thought about it that way. I just thought that I didn't want something on paper that I wasn't ready to show someone. And then I thought, that's what a final draft is. It was just kind of like an aha moment that I had never noticed before. So next step was writing down sentences that I felt horrible about and things that I just wasn't sure what was working, and I got it all down, and then Miss Chalet helped me learn how to revise when you don't work in final drafts, which is something that I don't suggest that anybody does. And it just made me realize how important it is to actually start your process with ideas first, and polishing comes later, right? So if you polish yourself along the way, you're going to lose track of your ideas, and you're going to think that you're making your paper better as you go along. In reality, you're spending so much time focusing on the little minute details that your ideas are suffering and your organization is off, and you think that it sounds awesome, and then someone reads it and they're like, well, I kind of got lost here, and it's all because I couldn't decide on an adjective. So I realized that was something that about my writing process that still needed improvement, and so now I had to write a 17-page paper a semester later, and I actually revised it like 7 times, and I realized that my papers have never been stronger after I realized the real joy in revising.